course. Hello everyone, my name is Neil Mystic. Welcome to this first tutorial. It's not welcome back. I just tried to do this, but my cat was so annoying that I actually couldn't do anything. He was meowing through the entire video, making noise in my room. Really annoying. So yeah, welcome to this first video on how to make an RTS character. Now, I do have to say, before we're going to start doing that, I will have to explain a little thing about how I'm going to work, what we'll be doing, and what to expect from this series. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a high poly character. Basically, you can use this for any type of game. I might not redo these videos, but later on for different types of games, just send you guys to this video, to these videos, where you will see how to do that. So basically, we're going to make a character that looks like this. You can see is very highly defined, but as you zoom out, for example, this would be the furthest you look in the game. You don't need all those details. You just need a very basic mesh to show to you guys, hey, this is the character that we made. And how are we going to do this? We're going to use an LOD system that we make ourselves. So basically, from up here, the character, you have to see all the details. From here, you don't need to see all these details, but you still need to have enough definition for the body. And from here, you definitely don't need all those details. So we're going to make 3 meshes, starting with the high poly mesh, and we're going to start with the sculpt. So for this video, we're going to start with the sculpt. After we did the character, we're going to give him clothing. After we gave him clothing, we're going to do the mapping and the making the models. After we made the models and textures and everything like that, we're going to go on to making the character move. So give him a skeleton and stuff. I know that Jesse is doing this, the guy whose tutorials I'm following, who I link you guys to. I know he uses make human models, but I like to use my own models, which give me a little bit more of control over what I want the characters to look like. So in this video, I'm going to start with talking about the head, how I'm going to do the head. In the next video, I'm going to do the body, because that's going to be less work. Well, it's basically just going to be the chest and the arms that I'm going to do, and the back. And in the video after that, we're going to start to give him one set of clothing. Now, you guys will see that I will make the head in a separate mesh once we do the unwrapping, because I want to make 2 or 3 different heads. Like, this will be the black guy, then another one will be the white guy, and then we have also an Asian guy. So we have the 3 big groups of people. You could also make an Indian guy and whatever, but the plan is for my game that you can play in different scenarios. Like, you can play in Asia, where the towns are going to be crowded, and that's basically going to be the more hard version. In Africa, that's going to be the easiest version, and in Europe, that's going to be the medium version, because in Asia you have a lot more people. You can see it's like very, very crowded. Of course, in big cities, whatever map you play, there's going to be more enemies than on normal on city. What am I saying? On countryside parts. Okay, so let's get started on the face. Now, I like to start with the nose, so I'm going to take my clay brush. I'm going to reduce my strength a little bit. The scale of the circle is big enough. Also, I applied the topology with 12, because I don't need to have too much detail in. Also, the closer you go, the more detail you add into it. So I'm going to start with the nose. Let's just give him a very generic nose. The whatchamacallit, the eye socket, no, not the eye sockets. Well, you guys know what it is. I'm not English, so I don't need to know. I'm going to up the strength so I can make the nose a little bit more nose-like. There we go. like so, and in the middle a little part as well. Now everyone knows that the nose goes inside here, so I'm going to do that really fast as well, like so. I'm going to make the edges more smooth in a second. First, get the basic shape of the nose in. Yeah, that looks fine for now. Okay, so I'm going to finish off the nose. And I forgot to reduce the strength. There. Like so. I use a smooth brush. As you can see, it's really strong. So I'm going to reduce the strength as well. And now, as you can see, the nose is starting to look like a real nose. You can make a couple mistakes because no nose is perfect. There's no nose that's going to be like you can see in the cartoons, so mistakes are very good to make in a case like this. Okay, so I don't really like the shape of the nose, meaning I'm going to change that just a tiny bit. I'm going to add more over here and take away a little bit over there. A little bit more here. There. So I'm going for this character. I'm going to go for a pretty realistic look because I want to have a realistic character. Just going to tap a little bit to reduce some lines, and I wonder why my brush is so strong. I have a really strong brush. Okay, so it's just this little top here. There we go. So that's a nose I can work with. I don't like that this is sticking out, so I'm going to go back to my clay brush. I'm going to hold down Shift, and that's going to smooth it out. I'm going to hold down Control, and this is going to take away a little bit, as you can see happening right now. There we go. So that's the nose. I'm going to smooth that out just a little bit. There we go. Not really a nice nose, it's a tiny nose, but I can work with this. So back to my clay strips, front view. After the nose I would like to do the upper lip, the bottom lip. So I'm just going to streak a little bit. I'm going to put a couple of streaks over here. I'm going to put a couple of streaks over here as well. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear my cat. I'm definitely going to throw that animal out. Does anyone want a cat? You can come and get it. I'm going to up the strength a little bit to make the lips more rounded off. There we go. Same over here. I'm going to use a little bit more of a strength on those. And I'm going to do the chin as well, like so. There we go. The chin. So again, smoothing out. There's going to be a lot of smoothing and flattening and whatever you want in this series. So you can see now that I did that, it's pulling down this middle bone of my nose again. That's really not what I wanted to do. So again, I'm going to reduce the strength a little bit more because I do want to keep a lot of those details. I'm going to flatten out the chin as well. And this is a lot of trial and error. I'm not going to say that this is going to be my best character ever, because it's definitely not. You can see it already that it's not going to look as good as I would want it to look. Okay, so in the middle, over here, we have this little gap, like so. So I hold down Control while doing this, and you can see the gap is pretty deep. No worries, because we're going to reduce the depth by smoothing it out. There we go. So we've got that little gap. I'm going to smooth this out as well. Just going to keep smoothing till everything looks the way that I want it to look. Okay, now I'm going to use my crease tool. No, not my crease tool, my pinch tool. Where's my pinch? Here, and I'm going to use it on these edges to make it a little bit harder which doesn't work apparently. So let's add in a little bit more of detail. There we go. Okay, fine. Again, smoothing. There we go. Now the next thing, hold on. Okay, so now I'm going to use my crease tool. And what I'm going to do with my crease tool is very strange. I'm going to hold down Control and I'm going to go over the side of this top lip, like so, to give that a little bit more of a hard edge. And I'm going to go to my, where is it? My flatten tool, and I'm going to flatten out the top part just a bit, like on the edges, make everything a little bit flatter than it was. Same with in here, I'm going to make this flatter as well because the top lip is kinda flat, in my case at least. I don't know about everyone, but in my case that's kinda flat. Okay, so our lip is done. I'm going to smooth that out again, a lot of smoothing. There we go. So that's a little bit harder again. The bottom lip is more rounded off, so I'm going to round it off as much as I can. That's not rounding it off, Neo. There we go. Again, smooth, because this process is a lot of smoothing, a lot of cutting, not cutting, a lot of smoothing and a lot of adding, taking away, smoothing, adding, taking away, smooth, adding, taking away. I guess you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to make it look like a lip by reducing a little bit right here. Gonna reduce a little bit more, and there we go. So yeah, that starts to look more like a lip. It's over exaggerated, so smooth it out. And there we go. So that's that. That's this. And that's the chin. Now, next part, I'm going to take a little bit from here, and I'm going to make this not really a middle-aged man. I'm going to make this just like an adult. It's going to have a couple of adult person features. The chin bones, what am I saying? The cheekbones are going to be done, and the cheekbones, they kind of hook up to the rest of the to the nose right here. In my case, at least, I use myself as an example. I'm not making me, because I definitely don't look this strange. And again, smoothing out. There we go. Until it looks the way we want it to look. There. Okay, so we've got a little bit of detail right here as well for the top lip. Yeah, the top lip. Kinda looks strange, but doesn't matter. So now let's go and do the chin. I want to have a strong chin, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this fat, because skin and fat is what you have here, and I'm going to make the face look, well, more appealing, more strong, however you want to call it. So I'm going to reduce here a lot, more, and more. And that's kinda it. Okay. So this is a lot tighter. Come on. There we go. This is a lot tighter. I'm going to do a little bit of adding right here, so I can see the edges, and you can see it's already giving him a little bit of a stronger chin. going back to my smooth, I'm going to smooth everything out that I just did. To the chin, to the cheekbones, here, chinny chin, right here as well. A little bit here. There we go. So that looks a little bit smoother. Good. Now I'm going to go to my clay tool and I'm going to do this. As you can see, I'm doing right now. This is basically going to be the line that I'm going to use for the chin and the bottom of the cheekbone and the lower jaw. Need to make sure that it's all correctly all over the place, that it looks fine. Whoops, there we go. So this can go as well. Okay, that kind of looks strange, I admit that. Still looks strange. Okay, again, smoothing out and make him look acceptable. You can see our chin is very pointy at the moment. So we'll need to do something to change that, which in this case will be adding some skin. Well, not adding some skin, adding some chin, not skin, chin. I'm sorry, why was it so hard to think of that word? Okay, so I'm going to add a chin the way I would like to add a chin. It's going to be a strong chin, kind of, and a strong chin has this little gap in the middle. Okay, now on the sides, I'm going to make a little representation of the cheekbone, and there you have it. He looks a lot more male, a lot more representable, like he knows what he's going to do. He's the leader or whatever. There we go. So again, once you did that, smooth it out. And I'm sorry that this is going to be a very long video. There we go. And there we go. So we did that, and I'm going to check how long I'm recording now. If I can find it. Nope, that's not a screen. That's a screen. Okay, I'm in for 17 minutes. This is actually taking longer than I expected it to take. So we did the nose, we did the mouth, we did the chin. In the next video, we're going to continue with the chin, with the cheekbones, the eye sockets, the eyes. I'm going to show you guys how to do ears. I'm really bad at doing ears because I never listen, I never use mine. But yeah, I'll show you guys how to do ears, and after the ears we're basically going to make a little not prefab, but a little visual representation of our guy. So a little lower polyed mesh is what we're going to make, and that mesh is going to be used as face number 1. Basically, once we get further into this series, you guys will understand what I mean. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Give me thumbs up if you like this one. Bye everyone.